Now, this is my last newsletter that I did. I call it brief number 3. I have a weekly newsletter that I put out called Weekly Intel, and that's gonna give away certain technical tools and just things that I'm giving away for my community of people. Share that plus along with some of the tools that I use in my community. This week is called Weekly Intel Brief number 23, and the title is The Tree. Subtitle: You stop noticing your best move the day it became second nature. So that one went out on June 12th. And I'm going to read some of it to you. So you can go to m2mweeklyintel.com and you should be able to find those newsletters that I put out every week. You can go back and listen to all of the ones in the past too, because a lot of tools and stuff that I share in there. So enjoy as I read. So rule number 1, pretty much. You are running a system you have not named yet. We're talking about the tree right now, which is the main title. Someone asked me how I read. I set a challenge for myself, a long one, a lot of books, and the question was simple: how do you read that much book and actually keep what is inside? My first answer was a list. I do this, I do that, I do this part consistently. And in the middle of answering, I asked myself a different question. If I had to package all of this and hand it to you, what would it be? That is when my mind took a different turn with the question. Because whatever I was doing, I had been doing it for so long that I had stopped watching it happen. A system that works disappears. I ran mine so many times, it turns into automation. And I stopped seeing it the way you stop hearing your own heartbeat. It ran on its own. I stopped listening a long time ago. I asked a better question. What does my mind do? What does it reach for first when I open a book? Then what? Then what after that? And there it was. 5 Move, a system I had been running for years without a name on it. The clearest way to show it to you is to let you see it as a tree. This is the system I use to read books and walk away with something I can carry. I pull it apart so you can see the pieces and find your own. The moment you name yours, you can hand it to someone else. What would you find if you pulled your systems apart? So picture knowledge as a tree. When you read a book, your mind is standing in front of a tree. A reader standing in front of it sees the tree as one green mass and walk away with a feeling. The move I am about to give you breaks the tree into 5 parts, so you walk away with something you can carry. The leaves, which I call SPAM, and SPAM is an acronym that I kind of put together for me to remember this framework here. The leaves are the first thing you see. They catch the light because they are built to stick out. In a book, the leaves are the language that makes you stop and reach for a pen. Again, I call them spams. Now the S is for similes. A similes compare one thing to another using like or as. You already read one in the opening of this brief. I stopped seeing it the way you stop hearing your own heartbeat. That is a simile. It takes something invisible and an automated system running without your attention and makes it physical by comparing it to a body function you forgot you were performing. You felt it because the comparison gave you something to feel. Now P is for parables. A parable is a short story that carries a lesson. The opening of this brief is one. Someone asked me how I read. I started listing tactics. I caught myself mid-answer and found a system I had been running for years without a name. That short story carries the lesson. Your best method goes invisible the moment it starts working. You remember the story. The lesson rides inside it. Now A, out of my spam analogies, is for analogies. That's what A is for. An analogy maps one system onto another. The framework you are learning right now is one. I took the structure of a real tree, leaves, branches, trunk, root, seed, and map it onto how you extract and carry knowledge from a book. The tree is not decoration, it is a working map, one system laid on top of another, so you can think about reading using the logic of something that grows. Now the M is for metaphors. A metaphor says one thing is another. It does not compare, it collapses. Early in this brief, a thing that assumes itself in the dark, the system is not like darkness. The system is the dark, running without light until you trace it back and see the pieces. The metaphor forces your mind to hold two ideas as the same object. So, going forward, when you spot a spam, write it down. That's what I do. You are collecting leaves. They are the most visible part of the tree and the easiest to gather, but they are not the whole tree. They are not what hold the tree up. The branches are the method. Under the leaves are the branches that hold them up. The how-to, the steps the author followed or teaches. The different branches carry you to different outcomes. When you spot the method, you can run it yourself. The trunk, that is the thesis. The branches all join one trunk. The trunk is the thesis. The single thing the books stand for. The claim the author is out to prove. It holds the whole tree upright. You can agree with it or push against it, but once you find it, you understand what the book is. Now the root, the system. Under the ground is the root. The root is the system, the structure that holds the whole tree up. The part you do not see unless you dig. The root is often the thing authors runs without naming, the same way you run yours. It is the automation underneath the argument. The seed, the thing you carry, this is the golden piece right now. The tree is too big to carry. You cannot take it with you, but you can take the seed. The seed is a system shrunk down small enough to fit in your pocket. You take a big body of information and you reduce it to one portable thing. Then you plant it in your own life, in someone else's life, and if you feed it, it grows into a tree of its own in new soil. This is the move, my friend. Leaves, branches, trunk, root, seed. You read a tree, you live with a seed. But I just want to start reading my newsletter, some of it at least, the part that will get you to get some wisdom and help you see how the writing journey is going to be for you when you start writing your book. You can watch me grow as the journey goes on with me reading books and reading my articles, reading these things out loud for you. One of the things that you're going to notice sometime with me is that I speak very fast. Very fast. You're gonna hear me read my newsletter, some of the ideas I've sit down and written out that I thought is gonna be useful for you, but also something that I'm passionate about, and I often talk with my close friends, is like what I call spiritual poetry. I would create a channel for that as well, maybe a playlist for that on my channel here, which is just some of the deep spiritual things that I think about, or I feel on the inside that I would love to share with other people, because some of you guys on your spiritual journey too, and mine is a little different, yours is a little different. We all got different things, but this would be my thesis, so to speak. I don't think that spirituality can be explained. And why I say this is because for you to transform what is spiritual to physical, it got to be a transformation. So if I have any spiritual experience, for me to explain it to you, I have to make it a physical object. And the physical transformation is no longer spiritual. So that's when it comes to my spiritual poetry. I'll put together on my own little playlist of some of the things that I think about sometimes, because I do a lot of thinking. That's something I do. Some people like to meditate. Asher likes to think. I spend a lot of time thinking about my thinking. You just got a few minutes of the early phase of me reading to you from these things I've written down and narrating this journey with you. And I hope that you enjoy the words that are coming out of my mouth.